Hi everyone and welcome to my channel called Zuzanareacts, where I learn all things Bharat with your help, and I just share my Slovak Central European point of view. And in today's video we are going to look into the mysteries of Vittala Temple. But before we do,
please like this video and click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Thank you so much for your support.
Right, so this is going to be a very short video, so let's see what we can learn.
Hampi, India. Here lie the ancient ruins of Vijayanagara, believed to have been constructed between the 14th and 16th centuries AD. At its center stands the Vittala Temple complex, a masterpiece of Indian architecture and the largest and most revered temple in the city.
Vittala Temple was built with the mind of creating a celestial palace here on earth.
Wow.
With that in mind, the king assembled the architects and great engineers and then great craftsmen to create this wonderful building that can also have a wonderful sound that will please God.
Attached directly to the temple is what is called the Ranga Mandapa, or the stage pavilion. Here there are many pillars, some reaching to a height of nearly 12 feet. There's a series of what are called compound pillars, where you have a central pillar surrounded on all sides with smaller colonnettes. These colonnettes are famous because when they're struck, they emit beautiful and haunting sounds.
Wow. Wow.
According to the local guides at the temple, the 56 pillars are individually tuned to one of the 7 notes of the sarigama, an ancient Sanskrit musical scale dating back thousands of years that is still predominant in Hindi music today.
What is sarigama? Is that what he just described? Just to check my knowledge.
Certain groups of these pillars have been crafted to represent the tonal vibrations of the scale for different instruments.
Wow.
Some being crafted to represent woodwinds, some being crafted to represent percussion instruments, etc.
Wow.
The British, when they were in charge of India, were mystified by this amazing quality and actually cut one of the pillars to see how it was done. But it was just granite, and it was just very careful workmanship.
While the stone pillars themselves seem like simple technology, recent analyses have revealed they may be comprised of an advanced geopolymer blend of granite with silicate particles and metallic alloys. But what continues to puzzle scientists is that the first basic geopolymers were invented in the Soviet Union during the 1950s, hundreds of years after these pillars were crafted.
As a geologist, and how this was done is really baffling and amazing. I've heard reports of people trying to mimic it in modern times, to try to just do a little section of it, even one pillar. And people just haven't been successful. So what were they doing back then? We just don't know.
According to Hindu priests, each of these pillars was specifically tuned harmonically in order to communicate with the gods. So you have to wonder, did extraterrestrial beings come down and give instructions on creating these specific frequencies?
Wow, this is really cool. It makes me still think about how much is there that we don't know, and how the other civilization that came before us were way more advanced than we are. It just always blows my mind, and history is such an interesting subject to dive into. And I love the fact that it is a sound tune. It, from what I'm aware from looking at different things, is obviously, let's dive into a spiritual note. Okay, so everything is vibration, everything vibrates. There's a certain frequency, and apparently other times, let's say Atlantean times or whatever, you would have a lot of sound technology. And apparently, I don't know if you are aware of Moose civilization, which I believe was the area of kind of like the Asian part of the world, and Atlantis was like this kind of part of the world. And there was a war between Mu and Atlantis was using very advanced sound technology, so that could, you would create vibration that would just like flatten out everything. And apparently that's kind of how Moose civilization has ceased to exist. That's kind of from a spiritual angle, but nonetheless, like as we know, and you guys have mantras to chant, and it creates certain frequencies. So it would be, I'd love to know what was the purpose of this temple. Like there must have been some sacred purpose, and they're doing some work with energy for a million percent. I'm a million percent sure. So it is very interesting. What do you guys know? Maybe you can enlighten me a bit more. Like, what do you know? What was the purpose? And I don't know, has anyone been interested in this particular temple and can share a bit more about that? I would love that in the comments below. And with that, this is it for today's video. If you enjoyed that, please give a thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Sending much love. Bye-bye.